What's up, everybody? We starting a little bit late. I'm sorry here. Chad's going to be joining me tonight, and he's just going through hair and makeup right now, so he'll get with us eventually here. 29 people in the room here. That's sweet. I'm gonna go through. I'll do a little bit of a roll call here early on. Oops. Got multiple noise going on here. Everybody can hear me good. I could just hear in my ear, so I think it was fine. But going through here, we got early on was Mike B, aka the Drone Ranger. Just kicking it, and me, I was in here in the chat, and SNL family, and a new one here, Hal 9000 Zigzag Ground Zero, and talking about thermal there. And we have Matt Bagwell, Matt Cundiff, and Nazwan Jamal. And I hope I got that correct there, buddy. And Will River, Patrick Waksmunsky, and Gene Fox. You're at work again, watching live. You're a dedicated subscriber. And here we are again, buddy. I got to give you a nickname. Akrasho. I'm sorry. Akrasho. I'm going to call you Gary. And David Reynolds. Damn, another one. Arlo. And man, Joe Powers. Furview, and Yanovich, how you doing? Joel Shepard, Guido, and Aiken Drone Fly. Is it? I'm sorry. Yeah, Aiken Drone. Is it an AI? Yeah, Aiken Drone Flyer 803. Each live has brought on a couple handful here and there viewers. So I really do appreciate that. And let me tell you what, in the title, if any of you guys noticed, it says part 7. And since the whole Mini saga, not the DJI, but since Fimi announcement came along and then Hubsan jumped into the ring and surprised us, it's been 7 videos in this short period of time. I was actually surprised. I thought this might have been like number 4, but then when I was looking at them and adding it all up, it's been 7. And then I got to looking further, and it's like over 20,000 views total throughout them all. So I mean, that's pretty amazing. Sure, it's hot news, and that's pretty natural that's going to happen. But I really do appreciate everybody. This has just been great as far as when it comes to me doing lives. I'm very nervous. Starting out, and sometimes that's why I'm late. It's kind of like, the curtains open and then nobody's there. I do get some anxiety, and so I gotta kind of build myself up a little bit to calm the nerves. No, but everybody's great. There's no reason for any of that. It's just something that's always been with me. So start out a little bit nervous and I warm up to you guys. But nothing really big and new here to talk about. But the one reason I wanted to do this live tonight was because in the beginning, there was man. Now, in the beginning, I went over the complete specs of all 3 side by side. So I wasn't the very first one, but when the Hubsan came along and we actually had the specs, I compared all three specs of each drone side by side, what one had, what didn't have, what the other did not have, and so forth. So now that we have the Fimi X8 out in circulation, which is where I want to get further in with Chad, since he has it, and then I'm going to be taking it over and then having it on my channel. I want to kind of get more into that once he is here, to be fair, but we are seeing the videos of the Fimi X8. So I want to talk about all three of them a little bit more. I've got all the specs here of all three of them from their websites. I want to talk about the pricing. The pricing has been jumping all over the place with with both of them, really, but not so bad with the Fimi X8. The Fimi X8, you can still get it. Right now, I think it's AliExpress has it pretty cheap. They have it down to like $316, which was its original pre-order price for the first batch. But the Hubsan is all over the place in prices. And if you guys were here, I ordered mine straight from Hubsan live here on the show and whatever on my channel. I ordered it, and I feel comfortable now with my price because I am seeing them jump around. But once Chad gets back in here or in here, I was talking to him and he had to jump out because his hair and makeup wasn't right. But once he gets in here, we'll get further into just talking about the different pricing. I'll have him pull it up, Google it, and then talk about his Fimi X8 SE, X8 Mini, which he can share with you. He can totally share it with you. He's done one video on it, and he's been out flying it more and as much as you can with one battery. But he's got quite the story to tell, really, with it, and some frustration. So look forward to that. And then I wasn't going to say anything. I'm still really not going to say anything, but I am going to show some appreciation for all of everybody that's been coming in and being so nice in the chat. I've only had one experience where I had to boot somebody out, and that was Mr. Drone Worship. But everybody's always been fine. I haven't had any problems where I have to mute anybody or block anybody. So you guys all get along great together. It's always nice to see that too. So I decided tonight doing this live, I want to pick somebody and just pay a little thanks, a little reward. So or maybe two, we'll see. So real quick, I'm going to just go through on some of y'all's comments, just see if there's anything that I want to grab onto and talk about here. The nerves show you care about all of us. And there we go. Okay. All right. So show's over. I'm done. I can't do it. I'm not picturing everybody in their underwear. 2 a.m. in Portugal. There's a committed person right there. This is something I definitely would like to talk about, just because it's already started. The rumor has already started, and remind me to get back to this, or we can talk about it right now because it doesn't exist. But yeah, let's just go ahead and start out talking about this real quick, and then we'll get to the three dogs. The rumor's already started. I've seen this a handful of times just today about Autel announcing, or rumors of Autel having an Autel Mini. I've heard people say it's been announced. Everybody's got an inside person, and then there's some that just say they've heard the rumor. So I'm I'm not too sure I've seen anything. I haven't seen anything official at all. I have said on several of these lives in my videos, I would love to see the Autel Robotics get into the game of the minis. I think really that's the only one that's going to give DJI a run for their money, because they've already proven that they can do that. Nobody else in the ring right now has really proven that they could give DJI a run for their money in package and price. So, in quality, let's just face it. So, that would be something that would jump my interest. I would probably just drop all this right now and say, forget it. No Hubsan on this channel. Let's just go straight to that. I'm not that I'm an Autel Evo fan, but you see the orange glowing on the wall back there. I'm a fan of that quad, but it hasn't grabbed me 100%. So yeah, if that did happen, that would be pretty cool. Damn, Chris, now I'll miss Drone Nation also at this time. Yeah, Drone Nation is on the air at this time. So sorry if you'll have to miss that, Guido. Maybe you can jump back and forth. I don't know what they've got going on over there tonight, but come on, guys. You know this is the place to be. This is you know, we're not sitting here playing show and tell and doing all the same old silly things. So I try to be more interactive with you guys, so I hope that's what you guys like out of this live tonight, and you'll stick around with me. So right now I'll take a look. We have 49. I don't know what they have. I don't care. But I'm sure it's probably similar, talking about Mini and things like that. So sorry for you missing Drone Nation. And I accidentally scrolled up higher. There was one I passed up. Damn internet. It's not like we pelt you with rotten veggies. Yeah, I don't know, David. It's just something I've always had. Like, even in my regular videos where it's just me here by myself, when I'm all done and I do these videos, or just even flight videos, before I click that publish button onto my channel when it's going to come public, I always get some anxiety. Always have, since I started doing this. Is anybody seen anything? That's what I'm looking for. Has anybody seen anything official from Autel at all? Like, I totally think it's all rumor that I've seen. But yeah, Joey, you're right. It's their only threat. So, Joey, you should have your envelope popping up in your mailbox here soon. And by the way, since I mentioned that about decals, I am almost out of decals. I got hit with messages and emails of people wanting decals and t-shirts. So I've sent actually a good bit of decals out. Thank you very much. I like my shirt. I was going with the Ducati tonight, but that bright green doesn't do well with the camera. So it's green with the red Ducati logo. Oh, they have Lauren back on their show. So, I mean, not being rude, that's not something that grabs me. So if you guys are like me, you're not missing anything. So you can always go back and watch it. I don't do a regular Monday night show, so this is a special event for you guys. And does everybody have a cocktail? Does everybody have something to drink here? You should. You should help you get through it and make me more enjoyable to watch. It's much easier if you have an alcoholic beverage on hand. And you know, maybe a little something magic vape or something. So I'm going to have to just kind of roll on and start, I think, without Chad, because he is obviously having a hard time. Maybe he's getting picked, you know, the wrong color lipstick or blush, or having a hard time curling his hair. But I did know he was in hair and makeup backstage, and then he disappeared. So I think he's having technical difficulties. Before I get into it, now is your chance. If there's anything you want to throw in there you want me to answer, now is your chance till the end of this episode 7, part 7 here. They responded to someone's email and made reference to it. Yeah, see, it's always okay. That's a good one right there. They responded to someone's email and made reference to it. But I mean, I never believe into that kind of stuff. For one, why would Alltel, just if I emailed them, hey, are you coming out with a Mini? Why would they respond back to me and leak it to me? So I always try to, you know, put a little thought into what this person's saying, how they got the proof, and that type of thing, the email or, you know, the private message, but yet they really can't show anything. Even if they do show it, is that legit? So I don't know. I hear something like that, you know, someone's email and you made reference that they responded to someone's email and made a reference to it. I take that as still hearsay, rumor. So but thank you, Furry King 5561, the best gamer, which you're a new one in here as well. Cocktail free for 20 years, Dave. Then grab yourself your favorite water, soda. I'm such a light drinker, but I do like to have a cocktail or something from time to time. Oh, I'm sorry, Gene. You're working. This is just ginger ale. Ginger ale. Actually, part of it is ginger ale. Thought that the Hubsan, that the horizon tilt was horrible in Chad's Fimi video. Yeah, that is definitely something you are going to hear some big talk on. And, you know, like I said in the description, I think I got any little comments that I wanted to just kind of read. Someone says about Unique. Yeah, it would be kind of interesting to see them get back into things. I mean, I haven't really been following them at all, so I don't know if they would really be a contender. You know, based on past history, they've been pretty good. So we'll see. I think Chad's about ready here. Wave your hands if all is good, Chad. Let me just finish this real quick and I'll bring them in. What I said in the description of this video is I'm putting the pom-poms down. I'm stopping the cheerleader. I'm not saying that I'm going guns a-blazing and, you know, going to start bashing Hubsan. A lot of times, you know, I come off as the Hubsan basher just because I point out problems and things like that. The one thing I do is with any drone that has issues, I'm going to say it. I've done it with the Fimi X8 SE, but usually anything that I report, I always also have a video to fix it. So, you know, Hubsan's famous for let's just go into the regular Zinos, they're famous for their image cables just being fragile. And on the Zino 2, I don't know so much with the 2 Plus, it hasn't seemed to be so bad, but that cable getting so hot during a firmware update to where all of a sudden you lose FPV and you replace that cable and boom, FPV's back. So, these are all things I find and I point out, and I also find them thanks to you people that are in my Hubsan Help and Support group. But I think it's very important that you bring awareness, and these companies like Hubsan or Fimi should be seeing this and doing something about it. And then that's why I also show, how to take a gimbal from a Zino and replace the ribbon cables and things like that. So that doesn't qualify me as a Hubsan basher, but this is where I'm going to end up being with let me see if I can keep my hands down, with the Zino Mini Pro. I'm going to be real about this. I mean, we're going to put in Hubsan's history. We're going to put in, things like quality control. Just analyze Hubsan, and those of you who are fairly new to Hubsan, or you've just had the perfect experience with your Hubsan, which I've had perfectly fine ones too, that just keep on going and don't give me a lick of problems. But with this Zino Mini Pro, I'm just going to get real and use a little common sense, and go back into history and with this company, and some things I could probably make some very safe predictions with this quad. They're promising us a ton here, so there's so much to talk about that could go wrong. It will be a interesting ride for sure. That's one thing we can say with 100% accuracy. This is going to be one hell of an interesting ride, and that is part of what excites me the most about Hubsan. I like things that I have to tinker with, and I like getting into them and working on them. So that's why I do so much of the Zinos and stuff. So just finished 2 last night. So the cheerleader's going to stop. We're going to be real. We're going to address things that seem a little bit too good to be true, and then things that are new to Hubsan, that what we could probably expect, that I don't think are going to be 100% with it being so new to them, especially this thermal. So I don't know how much we'll get into that thermal, but I just don't see this as being a good thing for them at all. This is something I would have waited on. Get the Zino Pro out there, Mini Pro out there, work the bugs out of it and everything. Then you have a good foundation. Then bring in your thermal. I don't think anybody's really waiting for this thermal, so I don't know why the rush to get that thing out there. But Chad was here and disappeared. Okay, there he is again. Let's try bringing Mr. Chad in. Everybody. Oh wow, 60 people. God, I love you guys. How about a big round of applause? And don't forget to compliment him on his hair and makeup, because he took a long time doing it. But here is Chad.
What's going on?
There's the man.
You're probably getting an echo. Hold on one second. It's one of those days.
Hold on a second. I just lost my... Why did you pop up like that? My earbud. All right. Now my earbud's back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gotcha.
All right. Yeah.
You sound good. You look good. Hair looks great, buddy. Makeup looks good.
Thanks. Hold on one second. I'm trying to still get things together. It's like it's one of those days, man. It's nothing.
Now I lost you on the mic. Just wait till he starts talking about the Fimi, you guys. He doesn't look very happy. So if things aren't going right, yes, I can hear you.
All right. Yeah. So yeah, it's one of those days, man. It's nothing working right the way it's supposed to work. So I have to run with this this webcam here.
Looks fine. You're good. You're good.
All right. And then I still have to open up YouTube to get the chat and everything. So, but anyway, what were you talking about now? I think I missed everything. I didn't really hear anything.
I was just saying about how I'm taking off I'm putting down the pom-poms.
Okay.
And I'm going to stop playing cheerleader.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still giving. Yeah, I'm not going to be. I was just telling him I'm not going to be. Hubsan basher. I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. I mean, everybody, all of us want to see a win here, but we also have to be realistic.
Yeah.
And a little common sense and everything. But I was also kind of trying to hold off as much as I could about the Fimi because you have some things to share with that.
Okay.
So I think it's probably good just to jump into the Fimi because Hubsan obviously will take more time, but more of anything, just kind of want to continually try to talk about all three when points pop up that it's important, I guess. So,
Okay.
like when we get into price or camera quality, customer service, all that type of stuff that your experience so far with Fimi could jump in on these. So,
Okay. So
let's start with everybody's seen the first video. And where have you been since?
All right. So I apologize for not being able to look into the camera because it's up above my monitor. So, but anyway, yes. So I hope everyone's seen the first review. And of course, there's issues right off the bat. Initially, right off the bat, you notice the vignetting around the screen in the video. That's that's something that.
Damn it!
Is that you? Okay.
Just keeps jumping out.
So that's something that plagued the Fimi cameras since I've had one, which was the 2018 Fimi X8 SE. Another thing was the crooked gimbal. The horizon wasn't level, and right off. I mean, straight out of the box, that is kind of disappointing because I had a good experience with the Fimi X8 SE, but I never had that gimbal problem really. But straight out of the box, that's kind of unfair to the consumers really because you pay money for this product and you get like a defective product, and then from what you told me before about them saying that we're like beta testers, it's kind of disappointing. But so I took it back home and did another auto calibration of the gimbal, which didn't work. And then I tried doing a manual calibration, which I kind of changed the values of the R axis or whatever, the rotating axis, and leveled it off, and that seemed to do the trick. However, I did take it out for a flight, and it held up for the most part. And then I took out for another flight today, and it's been windy around here today. I mean, for the last few days, so I haven't really gotten a chance to fly it in like calm winds. But today I took it out in it was fairly breezy. And
what would you say it was today?
Probably the same that it was for. I didn't look at the UAV
you were like
forecast.
15, I think 16.
17, 18 miles per hour gust. Gust, but it was pretty much the same thing. And I took it out, flew it around, and the gimbal is back to where it was. And, it was crooked. So, I mean, we were hyping this up. Fimi was hyping it up, and it's not really that good. I mean, you have these smart features in there, which pretty much just carried over from the Fimi X8 SE. And I mean, I haven't tested those yet. I haven't really ran those yet. I mean, if they work, they work, but it doesn't really make a difference to me if they work or not, because, I really don't use them as much anyway on any of my drones. But I mean, the most important thing is really what these consumers want is a nice camera and a nice drone that flies, handles well. and handles itself, and say like winds like 18 miles per hour, which really it should have no problem doing that. I mean, I can get into the other stuff that I found too, that I talked to you about earlier. I don't know if you want me to go
Well,
all into
one
that.
thing I wanted to ask you, and yeah, we will. That's great. But back at the wind, I mean, let's compare that right there to DJI. Compare that to the DJI Mini or Mini 2. I think in that type of wind, that to me is nothing, because you see where I'm at, the winds that I always have. When I go down to that reservoir, they're coming straight down through there right at me, and usually always right in my face. So that seems pretty bad. I mean, that's just not much wind to me. Like that kind of wind is what I would get where it would take the regular Zino and make it push down if it was hovering.
Yeah.
It always forced it down towards the ground. But the way I see this thing dance around so much in videos, it's like, what is everybody all of a sudden just in windy conditions, or is this thing just not so rock steady on locking satellites? So, I don't think just from watching videos it compares even close to DJI in that aspect.
No.
If we're going to compare, the minis here. But also the question I want to ask you is, I don't recall, and even when I see the screenshots, it's hard to tell how many satellites you were locking.
From what I remember looking at the video, it was at the time I saw 118 or something like that.
Okay,
so it has
your max satellites.
Yeah, we have enough satellites. It's the wind. It's the I mean, you're locked on I don't know how they do it. I mean, if it has GPS lock, you should be able to, maintain a position. But it could be, the sensors on the bottom that is not helping. I don't know.
But let me just ask you this on that aspect with the wind or whatever, with it just not being stable. It's just not stable is what we're seeing here. Do you feel comfortable that is something they'll address with firmware? Just based on your knowledge of what they can do as far as, how it compensates and works with the wind in those type of situations and its GPS lock and such.
Yeah. I mean, if they can do it on the other aircrafts, like the Fimi X8 or something, I'm not sure how the 2020 actually, the Fimi X8 2020 handles in the wind, but if they can do it on that, I mean, I'm pretty sure they can do it on this one. I mean, it is a little lighter drone. However, they're just going to have to tweak whatever firmware that they have to compensate for, the weight. I mean, I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure they could, but will they? I don't know.
But as a buyer, you're comfortable in your frame of mind. Are you comfortable thinking, okay, this is something I can live with for now? That they can do a firmware update on this, and this is one of the things that they can resolve out of the bag of issues that you have.
I think they can solve that quicker than a camera. The gimbal and the camera.
So yeah, and that's basically the reason I was asking is because that's how I feel. Like. It's not stable. You can't compare the stability so far just from what I'm seeing. I can't say because I don't have yours in hand, but I would feel like, this is something that they can work on, because I've seen so many of the different versions of firmware with the different Zinos, especially from the start when that thing, I mean, it was only a left turn. You took a left turn, it took a nosedive. You took a right turn, it was fine. So, I mean, these are all just, hitting numbers, changing parameters within the firmware. I don't write code or any of that, but I mean, this is all things that they can usually address. We've seen, the takeoff of the Zino, and then it drops in altitude about half its distance. That was something they fixed. it still doesn't like the wind coming in at it at a hover. It'll kind of push it down. I don't know if that's just more of, the big square brick that it is. Maybe it just the wind doesn't ride over it very well. But yeah, I feel like that's an issue. I could say that's the least of my problems when we talk about what the rest of your issues are. And from what I saw in that video, your horizon is at one of the worst out there. I mean, it really is. There's and it varies. It completely is varying on different people's videos. Some have the harder shake. Not a whole lot of them. Some of them have a little bit of a horizon off. Some have a lot. And you're in that category.
Yeah.
So where you are now after that video out flying, how are you liking your horizon and camera quality and all that? Because you've only had the one update, and that's already been on that last video, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
But have you been able to dial any of that out with the calibrations again and try different things?
Yeah, like I said, I did the manual, and I flew it today, and it kind of knocked it back off again. So I'm going to have to do another one to see what happens. Also, with if you're looking at my video, you'll see the FPV feed. That day I put it in a sunny white balance profile, and I should have just kept it on auto, because for some reason that sunny profile is like, it's not that good. I don't know. They need to kind of fix that a little bit. It kind of messes everything up. So I put it in normal sunny, not normal, but normal white balance. And
I like that comment.
Yeah.
All right, we got a smile on his face. This is the first smile on Chad's face for the night. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So I put it in the normal white balance, not the normal, but the auto white balance. And it looks a little better on my screen and also in the footage, but it still has that little vignetting around on the side, but not as much as it does on the sunny profile. And it was sunny that day, so I put it in the sunny, white balance profile. So I thought I was doing something, good by doing that, but I just I should have just left it in auto. And as far as the another thing today, when I flew it with the gimbal pointing 90 degrees down, and I flew forward and stopped. So when I stop, the gimbal goes like this. It flings up. So when it stops and rocks like that, the gimbal kind of moves up maybe 45 degrees.
And it'll stay there?
Yeah, it'll just stay right there. And then I have to force it back down. And then when I move back, it comes up again.
Yeah, it sounds like
gimbal.
It's all out of whack with the barometer, because your gimbal works off of the drone's, internal IMU. Mm-hmm. But, you do an IMU calibration, or you do you calibrate the barometer in that process. Mm-hmm. That zeroes everything out. So you take it perfectly flat, do your IMU, all your sides and everything. It zeroes everything out. Mm-hmm. And then the gimbal works off of that.
Really?
So it's just not, it sounds like it's completely, based off what that right there, it sounds like it's completely off as far as just not even computing at all. Like when you hit the brakes like that, it must throw some sort of glitch at it to where it's reading off the barometer, and it's just like, I can't keep up fast enough or something. Like it probably just can't react to the sudden movement quick enough.
The sudden moves. Well, maybe I need to just go ahead and do a what do you call it? IMU calibration, I guess.
It's got the IMU 6-sided in there, correct?
Yeah. I remember seeing it on the Fimi X8 SE. I got to look and see if it's on there, because...
See, I don't know if everybody's got to unlock that whole 6-sided calibration. If it's... you know, with a new model, if they've just said, okay, we're unlocking it. But since I unlocked it in way back with the beginning of my problems with the 2018, it's always been unlocked. So it's still unlocked under my X8 Mini app. When I open that up, I can see that it's unlocked when you go down into, what is it, maintenance mode and advanced or something like that. But that's the other thing right there, is if that's not unlocked for everybody, you've got to contact Fimi and tell them unlock it. And you know, now they don't ask for as much personal information like they did me, but they'll unlock it for you and you can do that. So if you don't have it, Chad, just make sure you get that unlocked. And I would be very interested to see what the 6-sided calibration does for you.
So why would they even lock that? I mean,
I have no idea. They had this problem with the 2018, all this time, 2018, 2019 to 2020, they had a problem with his gimbal. I, by chance, in my video where I first showed that you can get this unlocked, I'm not saying I was the first person that did it, just the first on my channel. It was because I was getting all these error messages that just wouldn't let me start. It sat for months, and put a battery, charge the battery, put a battery in it, and then, you know, I couldn't get GPS. I mean, it wouldn't initiate. It just kept giving me all these repeat errors at the top, like 3 or 4 different ones. Would not let me arm the motor, so I contacted them. They were great. They were real quick. I forgot the guy's name, but anyhow, I private messaged him, and he responded right away, told me, you know, this is what we need to do. And at that time, they needed my, you know, password. It was like they were getting in there and accessing my app. And so I changed the password, gave it to them, and then, you know, they unlocked it, said, okay, now it's okay to use. I changed my password again, and then I went and boom, there it is, like magic, it appeared. And I did that 6-sided calibration, and quad started. Everything, all those error messages all those prompts had gone away, and it worked.
Why would they lock that? I just don't understand.
I don't know. I really don't know. And I really didn't think IMU calibration was going to solve my problem with all those type of messages I was getting. But what it leads to is you have an IMU calibration now. That is what the gimbal works off of. Everything works off of that. So that's like your biggest fine-tuning tool that you have in your toolbox within that app. That is the most useful thing to you.
Yeah.
When your quad is not flying, you know, as good as it should. Next to that would be the compass calibrations, you know, equally as important. So, I mean, technically locking that out, it's kind of like locking out the compass calibration.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how foolish it is. And then that everybody's still got to contact them to unlock it is even something else that just kind of blows my mind.
Yeah.
Like, why can't you make it in an app update that it's unlocked? But after you do that, I think that could help you.
Yeah, you know what? I'll see if I can, I don't know, contact them somehow. I don't know. I don't know what kind of response.
Do you have the quad near you where you could?
Yeah, that's what I was about to grab.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Go and go grab that. So yeah, we're gonna get to see if Chad has his unlocked, and I don't know. I would think that most of you that watch my channel, if you are a Fimi X8 SE owner, or have been in the past, that you know exactly what I'm talking about. You go into the app and there is no IMU calibration, and then you could see where the drone, it says drone calibration. You can see where that is, but you can't click it.
Oh, you can't. Yeah. Actually, I did go over that in my unboxing or setup, but I never clicked on it. So I know exactly where that is.
Okay.
So
yeah, and they do kind of bury it too. Like you do kind of have to go through a couple spots to get to it. But, you know, so now what they've done with the 2020, which I want to see with yours, is they've done a 6-sided drone calibration is what they call it, which is IMU. And then they also have a 6-sided gimbal calibration, which is identical to if you replace the camera or you've had a bad crash or something on the Zino, and you do that six-sided, where you hold it on its side, nose down. You hit every axis point, all six sides.
Okay.
So they do that for the IMU and the gimbal, which I find that very odd, the way they do that. And I think you could actually get away perfectly fine with doing one or the other. But I'm not touching mine on my 2020 because that thing is sweet compared to what I've been through with the 2018 and what I started out with the 2020. It's never going to see another firmware update. I can tune that camera in and give you a beautiful video for that quad. I don't have the vignette.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and see, I really wasn't truly aware that so many people had the vignette on the 2020 here. I was thinking, oh, this is solved, but I mean, you don't see it in those videos I posted from last fall with it.
No, you don't.
Those videos turned out beautiful. I mean, those are the fall colors and everything. It stays bright all the way through. So, and I'm going to do a video on that quad just showing the camera settings I'm using, which aren't for everybody, but just to show, look, this is what they're giving me in your standard presets, and then here's what I have to go through to get that. And I'm actually going off, far off the spectrum a little bit. And then I go into editing. It's literally one click LUTs, and it's a good image that I'm happy with. So
yeah. So I got it.
Okay. So it doesn't have the drone and gimbal.
Yes, it does. If you see, where is this at? Right up here, there's a selection for the drone and then one for the gimbal.
Okay, I couldn't see the gimbal.
Yeah.
All right, so that's good. It's got that, and you definitely want to do that then.
Yeah, I'm going to do that as soon as we get off the air. so just to see.
Take her out tomorrow and fly it, and
yeah.
You've got footage. You said you went out, I'm sorry, today?
Yeah, I didn't take any footage today.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
maybe you should wait and do some footage and then do your calibration and then check that footage, and you might have a good comparison video to show, look, this is how bad it was. I did this calibration and here's what it is now, if it works for you.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll just go out, fly it around the neighborhood, take some little footage, and then come back and do the calibration.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Sweet. Okay.
Cool. So they do.
So you never ever had to contact them to unlock that. That's just been unlocked. That's good to hear. So
yeah. So I thought that was. See, I didn't know. I thought that was just another location where you can do a like a compass calibration or something, but drone calibration, I guess that's the IMU calibration.
Now, let me address this right here. And I don't know if this is just I don't know if this is just your opinion or what they've told you. I'm taking that as this is your opinion, but this is what pisses me off right here. If this is their way of thinking that we leave it alone, people won't mess it up. This is the shit that pisses me off. This hobby has gotten so much about training wheels, and we don't want to give you this or we don't want to give you that because we don't want you to mess it up. That's what that type of comment right there would like piss me off if that were a true statement. But it's like DJI with the Mini telling me I got to change my fucking props. I mean, when that update came up, I hated that and went back and problem gone. My props did not ever need changed. All of a sudden, everybody's changing props, and I'm sure they sold a shit ton of props, but those are training wheels. What do you do when you do a checklist? When you go down your checklist, you check your props. Check to see if they're tight. Check the condition of them. Sure, some people will go out and fly with a crack or chip and things like that and think it's going to be perfectly fine. That's not my problem. I don't need the training wheels. I need an off switch, so I don't have that in my life. So if things like that, like what Jet said, I call that training wheels, and people that can handle doing an IMU calibration, which is critical to a quad, should have the option. So maybe we all have to take a test on the app, and then it decides, nope, you're too dumb, you don't get this.
Yeah.
So, Brett, that wasn't me. I'm not saying I pissed off at you at your comment. Things like that piss me off if that were to be true. I think it's complete bullshit. It's training wheels. So, sorry, B. Wayne, I didn't see you in here, but he's got to run, go to work early. Thank you very much for stopping in. Yeah, it is late, and I'm shocked to get the turnout that we got. So that's awesome. But is everybody here? Does anybody here not have a Zino of any kind? Like, are you just jumping into the Hubsan? Is this like, maybe you once owned a 501 and the Zino never interested you, but now this little mini war comes along, or mini saga, and all of a sudden you're really interested in the Zino Mini Pro. Have you ever owned a Zino prior to this? Is there anybody that has not? I can see some that I know definitely have. Add 5 questions DJI asks in the Yeah, these apps are getting really crazy. So Eric, you don't have any Zino. So Eric, are you a 501 owner? Like, have you had any Hubsans? It's so hard for you to, in chat, give me your whole life story that I'm asking you for here, Eric. But, in my honest opinion, I went with the Mini. So yeah, he went with the DJI Mini. He's never had a Zino. So you've never had any Hubsan whatsoever. Are you interested in the Zino Mini Pro is where I'm really getting at. Yeah, Matt's talking about rumors of that Mini 3. Matt, we're hush hush on that for now. They're rumors. We can't talk about rumors. The Dudley's a Zino Pro with no issues, but hoping. Wait on the Mini. Dustin Winkler, no Zino here. Just bought the Mini 2-3 weeks ago. First drone, just making sure I don't get buyer's remorse. Well, for a first drone and then going into a Mini 2, almost anybody can fly a DJI. And when I see people say that they crashed it into a wall, I don't know how you did that. They're the most stable quads. They really, really are. And that's kind of why I'm curious, is anybody's never owned a Zino. Because I'm wondering what we were talking about with your stability on your F8.
Fimi.
Your Fimi X8 Mini. If we're just going to be experiencing the same thing with the Zino Mini.
Oh.
Zino Mini Pro.
So yeah, let me clarify, because Jet asked me. So before I did my other flight today, or actually I did a flight yesterday. Before I did that, I did a compass calibration, but it did take me several tries, several attempts to get it, to calibrate, but it did calibrate successfully in the end. So I did do a calibration, and that was yesterday. I didn't do it before the flight today because I'm thinking I'm flying in the same place, and it should carry over from yesterday. But so yeah, that's instability today was with a compass calibration, and that thing. I mean, when I say that thing drifts, I mean it bobbles, man. It's like all over the place. So,
yeah, and I didn't really see that so much as a compass calibration issue. I was more thinking, okay, IMU, and I was thinking GPS lock. That's the type of situation I was seeing. I wasn't seeing like with compass. I mean, that thing's gonna kind of do what the hell it wants to do. It doesn't know it's north or anything, and it's gonna do what it wants to do. I mean, it was, like the the classic toilet bowling that you just start out with this kind of thing, and it completely grows until all of a sudden that thing gets so fast and wide, it just, you'll lose it.
Yeah.
It gets sideways on you and does that auto shut off with the Zinos if you do a bad compass calibration.
Yeah. So.
I wanted to hold on real quick here. Before we get further into the Zino Mini Pro here. Eric, where you live? Where you located? You here in the United States? Eric Lipinski, who's never owned a Zino or a Hubsan. Staten Island, New York. Well, Eric, just to show appreciation, because you are fairly new to the channel here, and you have been, I think, pretty much at every live. You're going to own a Zino. I want you to own the original Zino. So here you go, buddy. You're getting a Zino.
Oh, nice, man.
So this is not brand new.
No, okay, I was about to ask.
I basically built this, but it was in good condition when I took hold of it. And look at that. Look at that.
Nice.
It's QC Guy Zino. But I have already gone and done what I like to do to some people, and I've pimped it with the QC Guy. If you can see the QC Guy decal. It's in really good shape. It has all its original stickers on the arms. I mean, it's not marked up. It wasn't ever crashed. It needed minor stuff. So, Eric, my next question for you with your new little Zino here is, how many batteries do you want? You're going to get the Zino, you're going to get the controller, you're going to get the Hubsan charger, you're going to get all the cables that you need to connect, and I believe that's all that comes with them other than the batteries. How many batteries do you want, buddy? I've got one battery in the quad right now, so you tell me what package you would like. I haven't even seen if he's...
Darn. I never owned a Zino either.
Yeah, well, I don't like you.
I haven't owned the original one, but I do have the
Zino. How nice would that be to give away one for you? Oh, by the way, Chad, you win. I think everybody would just leave right now and be like, screw you guys.
You get a Zino. You get a Zino. Do a little Oprah.
Did he say how many batteries he wants? That was a serious question.
I haven't seen him.
Or did he just say like, oh shit, great, I own a frickin' Zino?
He doesn't want to be greedy.
Okay. Well, you've got the Zino here.
At least give him two batteries. You got him two.
And you have a battery here. And you have another battery here.
All right.
And you have another battery here. So how's 4 batteries? We'll give you the Zino plus 4 batteries. I think you'll have more batteries than what the controller will give you to fly. So my next question is, do you want it in the original box, or do you want this handy dandy Hubsan lunchbox to put it in? It'll hold your
didn't come-
drone. It'll hold more batteries than a box will, and it looks better when you go out on the field to carry your little drone purse, your MERS, whatever you want to call it, your lunch bag, and you know, you've got side pockets. Here, let me do the modeling. You have side pockets. You have a front zipper. You have a side pocket here. We open up the case. And we look in the case, and it has a flap. You open that flap, and you have storage underneath. You have bins that you can put things in and unvelcro them and change the size of those bins. So, I think he's probably going to want the lunchbox. Yes, he does. He'll take the lunchbox, so it will not be in the original box, just because to do the lunchbox and the original box takes a big box, and then I'm over 12 inches on my shipping, and then they charge a arm and a leg for size. So, you'll get the lunchbox, you'll get your drone, you'll get 4 batteries, and congratulations, welcome to the world of Hubsan Zino.
Yeah.
And if you're on Facebook, feel free to message me. I will give you all your little pointers and tips to keep that thing flying. Or if you want to email me, go to my About section on my channel, and you can get my email address. Which I sometimes hate saying that because, God, I get bombed with messages. So,
Well, that's the only way he can. Well, yeah, he can message you.
but if he's not a Facebook, like a lot of people aren't Facebook people. So, congratulations, Eric.
Congrats.
I hope this is a congratulations. I hope I did a good job on it. I really did not fly this thing a lot. It got a little test flight. I didn't see any characteristics whatsoever. Gimbal works, camera works, everything is fine on it. You know what? I'm going to even sweeten the deal, and I'm going to throw you in a 16 gig SD card.
Oh my gosh, man! You just giving away the house, bro.
So, and I have one more thing to give away, and we'll wait towards the end. And I promise you guys, this one, it's a drone, but it's not as exciting as a Zino. I am sorry. It might be for some of you. It was when I first got it, but I never flew it. And it's not anything against it. It's just I get all these drones from time to time, and I don't have time. I can't even do my free well filter video for the Mavic Air 2S.
Oh,
So here is my portion of the video where I say buy free well filters. They sent me these filters. They are really good. I'm not just saying that. Chad got some too. No time to do a video.
yeah, no.
I'm not giving
really.
those away though. But some of the other things I get, I am more than happy to give away. So there will be one more. It is pretty neat. I'll just give you a hint. Think Parrot Anafi, but don't think Parrot Anafi, okay? There's your hint, okay? And it is a drone, so a lot of people should probably know what that is. But anyhow, again, congratulations, Eric. I hope I didn't just make an enemy. It is a good drone. Maximum 1,000 meters. It's all you need. Keep it close. Don't go getting up and underneath the trees and all that and anything crazy. Wide open field, you can have a blast with it all day long. So he's on Facebook. So yeah, hit me a private message tomorrow morning, and we'll just start a little banter going, and then that way when you get it, I can talk you through some things that are essential.
Okay.
So,
Congrats.
before we get on here to the mainstream talk of Zino expectations and common sense and all that kind of stuff, let me just look real quick. And if you lose the contest,
You get 2 Xenos.
you get 2 Zinos.
You're just giving away Xenos.
And
How many Xenos you have that you can give away?
I can build more. Yeah, I could build. I mean, I hate to build as many as I probably could. I could probably build 2 to give away, but then I don't have parts to fix for other people.
Yeah.
I could definitely build a Pro. I can also build a Pro. And that's, thank you. Somebody donated 2 Pros to me. Both need work, but again, it's stuff I have so many parts from. that I can fix them up. Actually, Dale Briggs gave me one last night. I fixed it. Here I was thinking I was fixing it for him, and I told him it's all done, it's working, and he said keep it. And he paid me.
Nice.
I was very confused, but stuff like that, generous, great people. I mean, it was awesome. And I didn't even ask him for money, so. But yeah, I could make more, and maybe I'll make a Pro. And
There you go.
yeah, so I think we can move. No problem, Eric. You're very, very, very welcome. Thank you for coming in here and always being a regular. Like so many. If I could give something away to everybody, I really, really would. All right, so let's get into it. Let's just get into the Zino. Shit, it's been an hour. Holy
Yeah,
hell.
it's already been an hour.
All right, so I think we can kind of just get through this, and keep an eye on the chat as well. And here's a great one. Don't waste money for crap. Go with Zino Mini or DJI. Now, how do you know the Zino Mini is not in that crap category yet?
Yeah, it's on its paper. Remember,
yeah, on
Zino
paper,
2.
it's golden. So, can I sell you an island in Kansas, an oceanfront property island in Kansas? I mean, that's what I'm not being disrespectful, but I mean that's kind of that's a weird statement to make. But you keep an eye on the comments if you don't mind, and I'll get it started. But when we go and look at the Zino specs, and you compare them to DJI, especially the Fimi X8 Mini, the Fimi X8 Mini definitely falls off. Now, in the thumbnail to this video, I put X on the Mini. I think we've seen enough on that, and I think you've seen enough interest just kind of plummet. It's not the hot topic. Zino came along. Hubsan they played this card perfectly. They waited for that to come out first. Then they come out with all this crazy package. I mean, everything they're promising with this drone, it's still where it's like, yeah, DJI can do this, but DJI does the Apple thing, and they can, they can string us along till DJI Mini 9, and then we'll get thermal or whatever, But so Hubsan comes along, and I mean, talk about the full deck. They just do it all out there. But it did work in the light of completely taking the spotlight off of Fimi.
Yep.
And Fimi, their hand was just, a shit hand because what they've delivered on. So they've also helped in knocking their own self out of the game. So I totally think Fimi X8 or X8 Mini, I wish I could just say Fimi Mini and Zino Mini and all that.
Just say, we know what you're talking about.
Yeah, Patrick's in here, though. He'll correct me. I say that because I didn't say pro one time, and he said pro. But I think for me, I would say it's easy to say Fimi. Let's not even. I don't think there's really anything else we need to talk about tonight on the Fimi. Everything right now is Zino compared to DJI, as far as I'm concerned, and it's blowing DJI out of the water on paper. Let's talk about what we think it's going to be. I have not made this list of anything. All I have is roll call and talking about my 7 videos, and that's it. There's no other show notes, but let's talk about, let's just, since we're late in the game here, we got to it so late, let's not even talk about thermal. Thermal is just, nobody in here is interested in buying the thermal. I'm speaking for all of you right now. Yeah. But out of everything that it's promising that about, what has you what are you more skeptic on, guys? Anybody, you guys in the chat? That's why I've said, for Chad also, or for Chad also to look at the chat, is your interaction. That's what, it's not just my opinion here on the show or Chad's opinion here on the show. It's, what you guys think, and then we can talk about that. So all these, Chad, for you, all these things that they're promising, what kind of has you like, I don't know about this?
It's just everything.
Like, do you feel like this is too much, that they can't deliver all this in a quality product of 250 grams or a sub 250 grams, which, let's go back to Fimi real quick. You are not a sub 250. So no. They're really not a mini. No. But can Hubsan, obviously Hubsan is delivering this sub 250. There has been no mention of a special battery to get you there or anything like that. So I believe it will be. But are they giving you the quality? Are you skeptical of that? Is it going to be true obstacle sensors, or is it going to be kind of like what I said the other day?
The top sensors.
Are we going to have more of a optic flow sensors all the way around, to where they kind of act like they're shy and then come towards you for a hug? Or is it going to be like a true obstacle avoidance, where it's like, F you, buddy, and stay back,
Yeah, I think it might be something like those time of flight sensors that they have on the Zino 2, I guess. It could be something like that.
Well, they have they have the two sensors. The TOF sensor is time of flight.
Yeah.
That's not.
Doesn't that keep you from hitting the ground or something like that?
No, I would have to pull it up on Google to quote it exactly how it works, but that's more of your, as far as I know, that's just more of your metering, your signal metering,
hitting the ground,
keeping the accuracy of time of flight, speed and all that. But and it does work off of the ground, but your actual optic flow is what is actually keeping you with the ground. Now, it only works to a certain point, and then it's just when you're mainly flying low, and that's why, like when you did the test in your video, when you put your hand and it pushed away. That's not a TOF sensor doing that. So when I first heard of TOF sensor prior to all this, I did have to look it up, and I did read on it between the difference of other sensors that are out there. And from what I recall, it's not the optic flow is what you're getting for your altitude. So
yeah, but as far as them delivering on what they promise, I'm kind of skeptical. Like I said, of everything, I'm just skeptical of it actually working. I mean, they can put all that stuff on there, but is it going to work? Just like the Fimi. I mean, half the shit on there doesn't work like it's supposed to.
Here's what I think we can expect from Hubsan. We can expect a good camera.
Yeah.
We've gotten good camera qualities until we got the Zino 2, but that's its own camera in itself. We're still in the type of camera that we're used to in the Zino, Zino Y, Zino Pro, Zino Pro Plus. We're still in that type of camera. So yeah, they did go to a bigger sensor. We might end up falling into that Zino 2 killer flare that is just all because of a cheap, crappy lens. I mean, I think my worries of getting a crappy image or video quality, there's no worry there whatsoever with Hubsan. I think they've done a good job on that. I don't think we have to worry about any type of a gimbal tilt horizon issue, because that really hasn't been an issue with their quads either. They've already given the first they did the gimbal tools where you have the tool on your computer. Well, now you have the IMU calibration in the app. It's not something that you ever have to unlock. They've given it to us. It's there. We don't have to unlock it. So I'm not worried about those type of things. I'm worried about what is new to Hubsan. I am a little bit worried with these sensors, or the obstacle avoidance, and not so much that they don't work if I'm coming up to an obstacle. It's how they work when I come near an obstacle, if they make that drone just all of a sudden go whack. Because if they screw that up, they can screw it up to where, all of a sudden it bails. It does what it wants to do. So I really worry about those. I hope there is a off situation eventually to where we can just say, nope, I don't want to use my sensors. But I don't know that that's something they would do. If there is an off option for sensors, I want to turn it off. I'm not one that really likes obstacle avoidance. There's too many optics and optical, but I don't like obstacle avoidance. I like to get close to things, and like the DJI FPV. Even when I'm just down in normal mode, I don't want it. I don't want it slowing me down, and because I like to just, even at a slow speed, go underneath stuff, get close to stuff. And with the DJI FPV, it's like hit the brakes. So that's one thing that does definitely concern me with this quad. And the next thing is, I am standing my ground on the SD card, the external SD card. I swear, I see it in the picture. I showed it. And for those of you who did not see it, let's share the screen and bring it up. But it's there. I promise you. I think this is a real external SD card. And many people are probably like, what the hell is he talking about? This is, where'd I put it? Oh, it's right in front of my face. Some of you might not know about the questionable external SD card. They have the internal memory, and it's built-in onboard memory, and they give you the option of 64 and 128 gig. No mention of an external SD card like we're used to. Well, any other quad, I don't know of any quad, and I wasn't corrected in my last live when I asked this question. I don't know of a quad that's only got internal memory and not external. So I'm going to bring this picture up, and I'm going to share my screen. And I'm going to say, I swear on my... I better not do that. I was going to say, I swear on my life, there's an SD card in here. But I feel so confident in saying that it is. So bringing it up now. Be patient. They make you click on 2 or 3 things before you get there. All right, here we are. So let's minimize. There she is. So to me, if you look at the picture on the left, first I said I thought maybe that little black tiny thing on the bottom, I thought maybe that might be a reset. I think that's probably going to be our typical indicator light that we're used to. It could be some sort of a reset, or in some... For the Zino 2, you have to press that and then power the drone on to put it into update mode when you're going to update it online. It could be that button. But above it, tell me, Chad, what does that look like?
Well, like the SD card slot to me.
It looks like an SD card is in that slot.
There, yeah, it does.
So then you go to the one on the back. I mean, that would be, to me, that would be the micro USB.
But doesn't it say also in the details, it says that it's compatible with what? 128 gig or something like that, or 64 gig.
Well, the internal, they offer the 64 and the 128, but the specs only on Banggood and I think Geek Buying say that there's SD card in what it's compatible with.
Okay.
Hubsan official does not mention this SD card whatsoever. People have emailed them, including myself, and other people tell me they flat out tell them, nope, there is no SD card. What they told me is you have option. And okay. I can take that as I have option of 64 and 128, or I have option of internal and external.
So why would they?
They didn't answer it clearly enough for me. I've got another email I'm waiting for them to respond to. But to me, this right here says SD card on the outside, and I am sticking to that one.
So why would they offer so much internal memory? Is it for processing or something?
Well, I don't know why they're offering differences anyhow. If you have internal and external, you don't need a couple options for internal. Your options are always going to be on your external. That internal onboard memory, it's just temporary storage. So why you need to offer the 64 and 128? I think that is where everybody is seeing, well, if they have an external SD card, why are they offering the options on the inside? Mm-hmm. Maybe a conspiracy theory here. Maybe they're telling us there is no SD card on the outside and that's your only option, and people are in panic thinking they need 128 gig. I don't. Every card I have is 64 gig. Mm-hmm. I don't keep everything on there, and I don't record in 4K the whole single time I'm out there, and I don't record the whole time period. But maybe they're just telling us that, and everybody's going to panic, buy internal 128 gig for a $50 difference, which is, to me, insane. And then we're going to take delivery of this and say, oh, look at this little slot here. What does it do? Let me take this little SanDisk and stick it in there. Oh, click, it works. I mean, how many people are going to be pissed off if you went and bought 128 gig internal and then you can go and put your 128 gig micro SD card in there?
How much those run for now? Aren't they like $100 anyway? Like 60
128 micro SD?
Yeah.
Oh no. They're. I mean, I think I'm paying $15 for a SanDisk Extreme Pro when they're on sale on Amazon, and I did get a copy, which you got to be careful.
Bootleg.
Yeah, you can get clones, but yeah, I mean sometimes they're as low as $15. Memory goes up and down. Like now, I'm probably gonna lose my mic. Let me turn off my Bluetooth on my phone. Memory goes up and down like with gas and oil prices. It really does. SanDisk. Extreme Pro. So yeah, okay, 128 gig, U3, A2, V30, Extreme Pro, 128 gig, $26.
126, right? Yeah.
26. So.
Oh, 26.
No, $26.
Oh, okay.
Just $26.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, the last time they were on sale, I just bought 3 cards. And as cheap as 128 is, I still don't buy 128. I still buy 64. 64 is $15.31. So it's gone down like $2.80 on Amazon. So yeah, I mean, they're extremely cheap now. So anyhow, I'm going to stick to my guns. Guys, I bet so many of you are just waiting to say, ah, ha, ha, stupid ass. You were wrong. God, I hope I'm not wrong. Only for the reason that what are you going to do when that fails? Memory cards fail, hard drives fail. Why wouldn't this be one of the things you would worry about as a huge red flag that the internal memory on this thing could just fail on you? And what are you going to do? What are you going to do? It's not like you're going to just open it up and slide a card in on the main board. That's not what it is.
Yeah.
It's mounted to the board. It's a chip. So
Greg Pittman was asking about some app. I'm not sure what he was referring to. Oh, the Zino. Okay.
I think he might be answering somebody. Maybe they were asking what app it's going to be on. But yeah, it is on Hubsan 2. I got the update. Friday, I think. Thursday.
Okay.
Friday. I think it was Thursday night I got the update, and then I updated it on Friday.
So it's already updated. And you already looked at it?
It's all there. You know, it looks exactly the same pretty much, except we do have the zoom on there.
Okay.
And now they say what they actually are in the upper corner. They have a watermark that says, Zino Mini Pro or whatever. I think it just says Mini Pro. But yeah, it's on the X Hubsan app too.
Nice.
But guys, I want to turn to you guys. Like, what is your biggest, besides what I mentioned with the obstacle avoidance sensors and the SD card, like this huge pile of wonderfulness that they're offering us for a price of $459. What's your big worries? Like, what would stop you here? Like, what's got you not purchasing it? I know some Gorilla Man's not in here. I know where he's at, but he purchased it. Who else? I think Drone Syndrome purchased it, which he's not in here tonight. Matt, did you purchase it? I think Matt might have purchased it. I want to say he did. Yeah. Yeah, Joel Shepard, I'm with you, brother. If I were just buying this for my own personal self, no SD card, no buy. I would not I would not just trust on that internal memory at all.
Mm-hmm.
And then good point here. If they hit 75%, that, you know what, that to me also, Matt, that's a good score. If they hit 75% of these things, it's a win. It depends on what the 25% is that they miss. I mean, it's got to start. But I mean, typically they can give us a running, working piece of equipment, and it will have some little bugs to work out, and they have gotten better at getting rid of those, but they've also gotten very good at creating shit that was never ever there, like the battery problems. Camera quality, picture quality, video footage from the camera. So Nick, yeah, that is nothing I'm actually worried about at all on this. If that offers you any assurance, I mean, don't bank on what I say, but just based off history, the only thing that we've had a bad camera on, which was still great camera quality, it's just very sun sensitive compared to other cameras. All cameras are sun sensitive, but Zino 2 Plus, it's video destruction unless you put the filters on. And that's another thing. I'm not crazy about the filters. I don't like these stick-on filters. That is the stupidest filter. Like, you stick it on there. Like,
your Polo Pros are probably better. The one that were made for the Anafi.
Yeah, but for this, it's the square camera. It's like the Mini.
Yeah.
I mean, it's bigger, but it's that.
Yeah,
that
I was just
style.
referring to the referring to the Zino 2.
Yeah, if we could get a filter for this quad that was a good filter from Free Will or somebody, if it had a flare issue with the bigger sensor and cheap lens.
Mm-hmm.
So that part of the picture quality is the only thing that would worry me and concern me, Nick.
Yeah, and that's another thing that worries me, them cutting corners, because they're putting all this stuff on this drone. And then putting it at around the same price of a Mini. Um, I'm worried about them cutting corners on things like the ribbon cable, the cheap ribbon cables or something like that. Have problems with your cameras off the bat. So,
yeah, he answered. I will be on Friday, sir, and don't you call me sir. All right, good to know. Good to know. So he's going to have one.
What's that? Oh, purchasing it?
Matt, yeah, he's purchasing it on Friday.
Nice.
Fly Zone drones, I haven't yet. Waiting to see first. Smart. But come on, guys. You guys do reviews. You got to just take the leap. Take the leap. You and your brother just split it. Split it and get it, buddy.
Yeah, I took the leap on this darn thing.
And you know what? Yeah, that's what happens. I mean,
yeah,
it happens.
So
overall, so far you've been lucky. I mean, you got to experience some Zino problems with the 2. You got to experience some X8 SE problems. Nothing big out of the 2 that really messed things up for you as a starting channel. Just be glad it wasn't this that started your channel. Because you probably would have given up.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of people are just playing caution. I don't think this is going to be huge. But typically, Hubsan does have a huge following. So
it seems like the build up to the whole event is the biggest thing out of everything, and then everything just calms down after. I think the rumor mill and everything is the most exciting part of it.
Yeah. Greg's on Team QC guy. Chris, by the way. Yeah, they're saying vision obstacle avoidance, but I'm just skeptical. I mean, this is totally brand new. But then again, I was a skeptic on them having a gimbal. The gimbal for the Zino when it came out, it was fine. I mean, they did a better job than Fimi did at it. You just, the typical fragile cables. So, Jesus. You know what? Again, I love you people. 50 people still in the house.
Yeah.
At an hour and a half, which we're going to wrap up here soon. But I'm going to hit somebody new.
You got something else going on?
I'm going to give something else here. And don't get so excited. This really isn't a big excitement thing. And you longtime subscribers, I mean, I'm going to take good care of you one day. But there's actually 2 that I'm jumbling around here. And I think one's been around. One of the new ones has been definitely in every live. And this is a tough one to pick between the 2. But I don't feel as bad because this isn't like I'm giving away a Zino or DJI or Fimi or anything like that. We are giving a generic drone away here. But I'm going to close my eyes, and whoever my mouse stops closest to is going to get it out of the 2. And it's Matt Bagwell. It was between you and SNL Family. You 2 are both very active in these lives. You've been coming around for all of them, if not most all of them. And, it's a toss-up in my mind between the 2 of you. But here it is. It comes in one of these cases. You zip it around. These are nice cases. They're durable cases. Where, Matt Bagwell, where are you at? Where do you live? Because you might not want to, I'm going to help out with shipping for overseas if you are overseas, but you might not want to pay it. So, Matt, just throw roughly where you are. Are you in the U.S.? That's all that really matters. Norfolk, Virginia. Gosh, I got New York and Virginia, so these are going to be very affordable to ship. SNL, where are you from? Just to see if I would have picked you where you're from. So we should get together sometime with Matt. He's over in Norfolk. Norfolk's a hard place to go and fly with
it
the
is.
naval, but we could maybe meet somewhere in the middle. There's all kinds of places we could meet. Meet him in Richmond.
Yeah.
And Al.
Oh, I never got a message back from Al. So.
Connecticut. So I'm going to keep my eye on you, SNL, and keep you in mind for something in the future, because I do want to show the appreciation. But so if you guys know the Paradenofi, this is the Paradenofi copycat. It's called the Dragonfly. It looks just like a Paradenofi. I mean, it's the closest match you can get. And then you put your battery. I'm sorry, I can't offer you a big battery package, but your battery goes in the back here. And that's the Dragonfly. I've never flown it, never powered it up. I don't know anything about it. It's just one that I personally was not interested in, but it's one battery. And let me fold it back up. It's got, this is the great thing about this type of quad. It's one of the few that you can point straight up. You can take that camera and point all the way up. So how many degrees is that, Chad?
Was it 180?
Sure. So, nice little gimbal protection cover. I mean, it's just a copycat. Don't expect anything much here. I can't remember if they say 4K. I'll look real quick if they claim 4K. But like the case is funny because it leaves so much room for, like, it wasn't even made for this drone. Like, it's like so much longer. But then the controller, it's got this type of controller. Flip up, put your device in it. Honestly, don't expect any range out of this. I think the antennas are fake. It's that type of deal, you know. There's so many out there that these cheaper budget ones, they have fake antennas. They're usually not real, but it does have the the rollers. You got LCD display down here. So, and if you don't want it, feel free to say so. I mean, you don't have to take it just because you won. You can pass it on and I'll give it to SNL family, or you can keep, but you've got a full set of spare props, all your cables, and I think you just charge the battery via USB. That's all that's there. And it is a 2.4 gigahertz RC signal, although they're showing this cracks me up. They show on the front cover, they show a different looking quad, unless I stuck a different manual in here from one that was given to me. Yeah, there's like a few different type of drones here, or maybe those are the languages. But anyhow, I'll stick it in there. I don't know if it's supposed to be 4K or not. Also, you have a strap. Here's the user manual. So yeah, it's your drone, unless you want. Yeah, you'll be happy with it. Okay. So, are you on Facebook to message me, and we can exchange or get your information to ship it to you? Yeah, Captain Drone seems to be able to make all these things look good. I've seen other people do the Dragonfly and make it look really bad. Captain Drone has a little bit of a talent to take something and make it look better. So, plus he's good and steady on the stick. So if you've got something that's a little low budget, that's clunky, he's a little better at flying it. So then Matt, go into my About tab on my channel home screen. There you see where it says community and all that. Go to About, and then you'll see my email address, and email me there, and send me your address, and I will ship this out to you. So yeah, one, maybe this Dragonfly I might be totally wrong on. I just don't want to get anybody's hopes up. But two drone giveaways, just want to show my appreciation, and I decided to do it with newbies or fairly new to the channel. But you long timers, I mean, gosh, some of you guys have been with me. There's a few that have definitely been with me from almost the beginning of my channel. So, which isn't a huge long time, but still, they stuck up with me, and they went through several different personalities of Chris until he settled down. And yes, this is settled down. This is the settled down version that you get now. So, all right. So I think that's pretty much it. This was more just let's talk about all three. Let's be a little more honest and a little more real here. Let's get a little common sense into this. Less of the pom-poms, but more about trying to interact with you guys in the chat. See what you feel, see what you're doing. A lot of people seem to be waiting for it. You want to see reviews. I think that's probably the smartest move you can make. After watching the Fimi X8 come out all these years with the same exact problem, and then the people that purchased it are so hopeful that the vignette and the crooked horizon are going to go away with updates. Well, there's been a problem now for 4 years, so it's kind of scary. So to wait for the Hubsan Mini, I think it's a smart thing to do. It's promising so much. So you could take that a couple ways. You could do like Matt said, and 75% works, it's good for you. Or you could look at it as there's more to go wrong. There's more for them to get wrong. So there's a lot to look out for. They're promising a lot. You got a lot to absorb and take in. And it's probably a really good idea to sit back and wait. So let me tell you what. I mean, I'm doing it because my channel was originally built on Hubsan. I have the Hubsan Help and Support group. It's like, 4,000 people in there. So it's naturally a thing that I should get this quad. But I don't know if you can remember, if anybody watched as I did it, I had that feeling like, oh, what did you just do? Like, I had some remorse. So that's that. Chad, anything you want to start a closing into? Kind of exit it out. I just cannot believe there's 51 of you crazy sons of bitches in here.
Yeah.
51 people. I mean, you guys are awesome. It makes me like, when I'm into this hour and 45 minutes almost, it's like I don't care. I can keep going.
So, no, I mean, we went over the Fimi and everything. I don't want to get back into that, but I mean, I will do a few more videos on it. I just recently did a poll in my community and asked, people what kind of drones they fly or fly the most. And I think majority of it was only maybe 300 participants, 300 votes. However, the majority were all like Mini 2. So, that's kind of an indication of, where a lot of the videos I should be making. But I do have this drone, and, I do want to put out some content on that as well. And then I also have the Air 2S, and I will put out content on that. So I have a lot of ideas for content. And the thing is that, I don't have that much time to do stuff. So, it will come out. But, it'll come out slow. I try to do something every week, at least try to put something out every week. I will try to get some stuff out in reference to, the subject at hand.
People don't leave yet. I have a major announcement that came up on my phone. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, make it real quick so you can get to it. It seems like it's breaking news.
Anyway. Breaking news.
All right. But
Go ahead,
anyway, breaking news, live on 5. So anyway, this is going to be interesting to see what, forgetting about the Fimi right now. This is going to be interesting seeing what Hubsan has to offer. I still have my doubts because I had my experience with Fimi. I mean, not Fimi, but Hubsan. I still have my doubts on them delivering what they're promising. So I'm just going to sit back and watch. I'm not going to purchase it. I'm just going to wait for Chris and see. Now, if it's something, if he gets it and he does a first flight before he put out his first video and tells me, because he tells me this stuff, before he puts out his videos and stuff. If he tells me, we're good to go, I might just go ahead and purchase it. I don't know if I can afford it at that moment. So
you can afford it, money bags.
So, we'll just wait and see. That's it. Anyway, go ahead with your breaking news, man.
Greg Pittman just messaged me, and you had asked me earlier, did I go in and go through the app? That's one thing I really have not done is sat there and gone through and studied the Mini app. And he took a screenshot and gave me something very good here. So now I feel even better about my SD card because it says TF card capacity, no SD card in place.
Oh, okay.
And then it says format SD card. So I'm going to say, like, normally if that was something for, no SD card, where it says no SD card, I don't think it's because you're not connected. I mean, obviously it's because he's not connected, but when you connect, it would give you that that same message if you really did not have a card in there. So I think we really do have, but I also don't see anything separate for internal.
Yeah, that's what I was about to ask you. Does it say?
Yeah, I'm kind of maybe reading what I want to see.
Maybe it's the internal TF card. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, for them to call it a TF card, it says TF card capacity, no SD card. Format SD card.
Hold on, so it says TF card, format SD card?
Well, this is Hubsan, typical cross. The same thing. It says TF card capacity, and right next to it to the right, it says no SD card. Yeah. So, I mean, it's the same thing. They're the same thing, but like we always called them TF cards, but now they're SD cards, micro SD cards, I say. But yeah, that was a nice little thing. I'm glad I checked because normally I will not check. When Chad says he's here. I don't check my phone, but I happened to look down and saw I had a couple messages, and so I don't know. I'm reading into what I want to see. So I don't know. There was some nice comments in here, guys. That was saying, Chris has an SD. There was some nice comments in here just saying, about me and Chad do a good job. This is the best live show. And then you guys have been chatting, so how dare you chat?
Oh, really? I haven't seen that.
So I wanted to go back and try to find them. There was Gene that said a couple of them, I think. Like, here's one. But, thanks a lot. I really appreciate that. I feel good that, at least Gene likes us. Yeah. So, obviously doing something right. I know the topic is the whole thing. We've got the eye candy that we're talking about here. Chad and I aren't the eye candy. You're not here for our looks, but... Especially you today. Especially you're really off today.
It's like nothing's working today. Like my mic wasn't working.
But no, I really appreciate that, and I was talking about how I get anxiety in the very beginning of anytime I get on live. I think that'll always be, but it is nice that in the end you hear things like this. So
Yeah.
very appreciative, very, very appreciative.
Nice.
And just makes us want to keep doing it more. Chad keeps saying, we need to do this more. We need to do this more. But it's so hard. Like today,
Yes.
I just dropped the bomb on him, and he had soccer practice with his daughter. And that fell a little bit short, though. So that was good because you weren't going to make it till right at 9.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, he was going past.
But then you had camera problems. So it was a good thing you did get home early enough.
Yeah. I'm going to have to figure that out. I don't know why it's not working. So, yeah, we definitely have to do this. With this whole mini saga going on, I'm pretty sure we will be doing it more often. But even after this stuff dies down, I think we should try to do a little bit more. I don't know. It's kind of hard.
Well, we definitely going to have a lot to talk about with Zino Mini. So, we just need to try to make sure we stay on top of it because this is the leading source. That's what the thumbnail really meant. The number one source. It's this channel. It's me and Chad. We're the number one source. Well, actually, I mean, I've been pretty damn good at hitting the mini saga, the mini drone wars. Jumping in there. Thanks to people sharing the information with me. I'm not taking all the credit at all. You got to get it from somewhere, and I've just got some great people that shared stuff with me. They're like, "Hey, here, run with it,"
Yeah, run with it.
And then I go and check and make sure that it's something I can definitely say or share, like showing the charging hub. I think I might have been one of the first channels to do that. The controller, stuff like that. What are you laughing at?
And the comment that's there now on the bottom.
Chad's makeup is perfect. Yeah, it's all right. He's got a little shine on his forehead. But
because I was sweating.
His whole studio is off.
It's all off, man. So.
One thing I want to ask real quick too. I just want to make sure one person in this whole chat is happy, not necessarily happy. Oh, I got to take you off of here. Sorry, I clicked on that. What did it say? Chris and Matt kind of. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, Matt did mention it, and I missed it, and he was pointing that out. So Matt got it before Greg messaged me. But actually, I have to check the timestamps, see who the winner is there, and maybe you'll get a free quad. But I just want to make sure that on this topic of SD card, Chet Martin, are you at ease? Like, are you at a calm? Because he's and I don't mind your messages, but man, he's a what if. He's giving me what ifs, and he's giving me he's covering all the different bases and stuff, and thinking very real. And but he's also kind of made me second guess myself a few times where I've just said, I'm staying right where I'm at. I'm planted firm in my beliefs here. So I just want to make sure Jet's good. I'm not convinced. Can we just say to be continued till the next one, Jet? And let's just give this one a rest. And when something big pops up, contact me, or I'll contact you. And
just contact Hubsan. Just go direct with Hubsan.
But no, if there's something big to talk about with the topic of SD card, since him and I go back and forth on this, contact me. You have your people contact mine. I'll have mine contact you. And to be continued is fine. So yes, we'll stay there. I've been talking to him a lot. Him and Gorilla Man. My gosh, Gorilla Man. A to Z list of everything wrong or potential problems with the Fimi X8. An A to Z list.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a mini. I didn't think he could make it through the whole alphabet.
That's fine.
Oh, he's a trip. Gorilla Man Garage or in Facebook, Gunther Mantis.
Yeah. Check out his video. He has a lot of videos on.
Yeah, watch his.
Infinity.
Yeah, go to Gorilla Man's Garage and watch his Mini X8 compass calibration where he gets dizzy. I still love that. I think I'm going to put together a little blooper reel of videos, and I'm going to steal that from his and put that little snippet in there.
Oh my gosh.
Get everybody's permission that I can use. Um. Okay, yeah, so that's it, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm getting a little, I haven't, what time is it? 11 o'clock? Yeah.
11.
Yeah.
You working tomorrow?
Yeah, but I'm working from home tomorrow.
That's what I meant. If
Oh,
you were
yeah.
going out to the office like today or...
No, not today. That's why I'm wearing these big things, because I left my earbuds at work today. So I'll probably go back Wednesday, go into the office and, so I can do work, but also get my earbuds.
I'll be cutting grass tomorrow. I've got sunshine tomorrow. I had mostly sunshine today. The grass, I think, dried out between today and tomorrow. I've got to cut grass. So I've got a full day of yard work. If you could see my mess here, between weed whacking and cutting grass. And now both my boys are out of the house, so it's just me doing it all. And which I'm going to be hiring somebody pretty soon to do portions of it. I'm tired of being a billy goat on the side of the hills with a weed whacker. So that part I'm going to start hiring somebody to do.
Nice.
But yeah, thank you everybody. And I'm going to stop trying to time my in broadcast button, because last night, or the last time I did my 3, 2, 1, I think as soon as I said 3, the video cut out.
It went out.
And then the time before that, I was saying peace and love or whatever, and it didn't even get that. So I'll just sit here and I'll click it and I'll stare straight at the screen. Like, all right. Thank you guys. Thank everybody. And that's it. I have nothing more to say, but peace and love.
Peace out.